Let's get right into it. Refined sugar, the silent muscle killer. Dear friend, have you ever felt like your legs aren't as strong as they used to be? Maybe some mornings you get out of bed and your steps feel heavier, or just walking a short distance makes your legs tired and you're breathing a bit labored. Most people assume it's just a normal part of aging. But what if I told you it's not just age catching up with you? What if something else is quietly chipping away at your strength every single day? That something looks harmless, tastes sweet, and is often seen as a small daily treat: refined sugar. It hides in countless familiar foods, from your morning muffin, that low-fat yogurt in the fridge, to the sandwich bread you eat every day. But here's what most people don't realize. This very sugar is secretly weakening your legs, bit by bit, until you no longer feel like yourself. When refined sugar enters your body, it causes a sharp spike in blood sugar. You might feel slightly alert or energized at first, but within moments your insulin levels shoot up to handle the excess sugar, and then your energy crashes, leaving you tired, sluggish, and drained. What's worse is that this cycle happens daily. It doesn't just steal your energy, it slowly weakens your muscles, especially your legs, which are vital for balance, walking, and protecting you from dangerous falls. But it doesn't stop there. Refined sugar also triggers low-grade inflammation throughout your body. This kind of inflammation doesn't always cause immediate pain, but it seeps into your muscles and joints, making you stiff, sore, and slow to recover from even basic activities. Chronic inflammation is one of the key reasons older women lose flexibility and mobility. We blame age, but the real culprit is often our diet. Another hidden danger? Refined sugar interferes with your body's ability to absorb two essential minerals, magnesium and calcium. Without them, your bones become brittle and your muscles more prone to cramping, shaking, and fatigue. Some people even feel tingling or pinprick sensations in their legs, early signs that nerves may be damaged by long-term sugar exposure. What's frightening is that sugar isn't only in what you think is sweet. It hides in packaged bread, ketchup, breakfast cereals, and even those low-fat yogurts. Foods that seem healthy may contain dozens of grams of sugar per serving, enough to do serious harm over time. And sadly, many women go decades without realizing that their trusty breakfast habits have been silently making them weaker every day. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. The human body is incredibly resilient. It just needs the right changes. Instead of feeding it empty, refined sugar, choose natural sweeteners like raw honey, mashed dates, or coconut sugar. These not only calm your sweet tooth, but also provide enzymes, minerals, and fiber, things your body actually knows how to use. When the craving hits, skip the candy bar or packaged dessert. Try a square of dark chocolate, a handful of almonds, or a bowl of plain Greek yogurt with some fresh berries. These snacks don't just satisfy hunger. They give you protein and healthy fats that help your muscles recover and keep your legs strong and steady. And if you're thinking, I'm too old to change, let me say this. You're not getting weaker because you're aging. You're getting weaker because no one showed you the right path. Even one small change, like skipping tomorrow's sugary cereal or swapping diet soda for herbal tea, can be a big step toward keeping your legs strong. Because your legs aren't just for walking, they are your symbol of independence, strength, and dignity. So choose to love yourself through smarter eating. Refined sugar may be sweet, but your health, freedom, and vitality are far sweeter. And if this message resonates with you, start with one small change today. Share it with someone you care about. You just might help them find strength in their steps again. Don't let old habits rob you of your quality of life. Your body deserves to be nourished, wisely and with deep respect. 2. Fried foods, the hidden enemy of your joints and circulation. There are moments in life that feel truly comforting, like sitting down with friends, sharing a plate of hot, crispy fries, or a piece of golden fried chicken, chatting and laughing over familiar flavors. These foods bring a kind of emotional warmth, like a little reward for the soul. But behind that crispy crust and mouth-watering flavor lies a harsh truth. Those very foods may be quietly destroying your legs, your joints, and your circulation, little by little, without you feeling a thing until it's too late. Most of us, especially women, were never properly warned about the long-term consequences of fried foods. No one told us that every time we indulge in them, our body undergoes a silent flare-up of inflammation. That with each bite, the blood flow to our muscles slows down just a little more. That with every meal like this, our knees, hips, and ankles, already more vulnerable with age, are being pushed to endure yet another wave of hidden damage we didn't know we were feeding ourselves. The core issue lies in trans fats, an artificial fat used heavily in fried and fast foods. These fats are especially harmful because they not only trigger inflammation, but also disrupt blood circulation, blocking oxygen and nutrients from reaching your muscles and joints. And when your body isn't nourished properly, your muscles grow weaker, less flexible, and more prone to injury. You may feel sluggish after a greasy meal, but what you won't feel is the internal strain as your body works overtime to repair the microscopic damage those foods just caused. Even worse, the oils used in restaurants are often reheated and reused over and over again, turning into a kind of toxic sludge packed with free radicals, damaging molecules that accelerate aging, impair muscle function, and even pull calcium out of your bones. In other words, one fun meal can leave your bones weaker, your joints stiffer, and your legs less steady, and you wouldn't even know it was happening. Now I understand, giving up crispy fried chicken or golden French fries isn't easy, but here's the good news. You don't have to give up the flavor. You just need to change how it's prepared. Instead of deep frying, try baking, pan searing, or using an air fryer. These methods still give you that satisfying crunch without loading your joints with inflammation-triggering chemicals. You can even enjoy crispy snacks without a drop of oil. Try roasting chickpeas with a pinch of sea salt, or slice sweet potatoes into thin strips and bake them until golden and crisp. These treats aren't just tasty, they're packed with fiber and natural anti-inflammatory compounds that nourish your muscles and joints. And if you still want to fry something occasionally, choose healthier oils like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These oils generate fewer free radicals when heated, and they also offer heart-protective benefits while supporting joint flexibility. You see, it's not the food itself that's hurting you. It's how you choose to eat it. We can still savor life's flavors, just with a bit more understanding and a smarter approach. Remember, every bite you take sends a message to your body. Am I feeding you or harming you? Now picture your legs, still strong, still steady, still capable of taking your grandchild to the park or walking up the stairs confidently without needing the handrail. These everyday victories are precious, and you absolutely can hold on to them. It just starts with one choice today. Maybe saying no to that plate of fries and yes to something kinder to your body. And if what I've shared here speaks to you, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a loved one, your spouse, or that dear friend who's quietly living with aching joints and fading strength. You might be the one who helps them begin to turn things around, with just one better choice at dinner tonight, because health isn't about luck. It's built one bite, one meal, one smart decision at a time. Every time you say, I choose better for myself, you're investing in a future of strength, independence, and vitality. 3. Processed meats, the silent saboteur of your muscle strength. We all have those busy days or tired afternoons when we just want a quick, convenient meal to fill us up. A slice of deli meat in a sandwich, a couple of grilled sausages, or a grab-and-go hot dog seems like the perfect solution. Fast, easy, no fuss. But what no one tells you is that these meats, though they may look harmless, are quietly eroding your muscle strength and mobility, day by day. Processed meats like sausages, deli meats, salami, and bacon are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and nitrates, a trio that may seem simple, but is in fact a triple threat to your body, especially at the age when every muscle cell becomes a treasure worth protecting. Those thin slices may taste good, but imagine this. Every time you eat them, your body is quietly battling waves of inflammation, mineral imbalance, and cellular damage, none of which you feel right away. The sodium in processed meats causes your body to retain water, raising your blood pressure and slowing circulation. When blood flow is sluggish, oxygen and nutrients can't fully reach your muscles. The result? Fatigue, heavy limbs, leg cramps, or even moments of imbalance. You might blame it on getting older, But in reality, it might trace back to yesterday's sandwich. Even more concerning are nitrates and nitrites, the preservatives added to keep meat looking pink and lasting longer. These chemicals trigger inflammation and oxidative stress throughout the body. They don't just target your muscles, they affect your nervous system too, interfering with coordination and movement. Many people don't notice they're reacting slower, walking less steadily, or losing balance more easily. They chalk it up to aging, but the real cause could be right there, in that familiar slice of deli meat. And it doesn't stop there. Long-term consumption of processed meats also affects bone density. A diet high in salt and preservatives causes your body to excrete more calcium through urine, silently weakening your bones over time. If you've ever felt leg pain despite minimal activity, or your joints ache with every weather change, it may be the accumulated result of years of eating processed meat too often. But don't worry, you don't have to give up protein, which is essential for muscle maintenance, energy, and recovery. What matters is choosing the right source of protein. Prioritize fresh meats like chicken breasts, salmon, mackerel, or turkey, cooked at home, lightly grilled, or steamed with vegetables. If you follow a plant-based diet, options like lentils, soybeans, chia seeds, or quinoa are not only rich in protein, but also loaded with anti-inflammatory compounds that support joint and muscle health. And if you still want to enjoy sausages or deli meats occasionally, look for nitrate-free and preservative-free options and eat them sparingly. Treat them as a rare indulgence, not a weekly staple. You see, everything starts with a simple choice: a piece of fresh meat instead of processed, a home-cooked meal instead of something packaged for convenience. And with each of these choices, you are silently rebuilding the strength in your legs, the very foundation of your independence, balance, and freedom. Did you know that in just 3 to 4 weeks of cutting back on processed foods and focusing on fresh, whole ingredients, many women in their 60s and 70s report real improvements? Lighter steps, less morning joint stiffness, and, most of all, feeling stronger without supplements or pills, just by eating right. So if you've made it this far, take a moment to look inside your fridge. How many items in there are processed meats? How many do you eat each week? The answer may reveal whether your body's being nourished or being quietly drained of strength. And if you realize you've been heading in the wrong direction, this is your sign to turn it around. There's no better time than now to honor your legs, your muscles, and your future mobility. You deserve a body that is strong and agile, not just because you're alive, but because you still want to live well. 4. Salty foods. The hidden drain on your energy and leg strength. Have you ever noticed this? You enjoy a hearty dinner, maybe a warm bowl of soup, a rich pasta dish, or something quick from the freezer, and later that night, your legs feel heavy. Maybe your ankles are a bit swollen, or you experience cramping out of nowhere. You might shrug and say, "It's just age." But what if I told you that the real culprit is the salt in those seemingly harmless meals? That it's the sodium, not your birthday, that's quietly making your legs weaker? Most of us associate salt with blood pressure and heart health, but in reality, salt has a deep connection to muscle strength and flexibility, especially in your legs. And here's the tricky part. Salt doesn't just come from your salt shaker. It's hidden in more foods than you think. Instant soups, canned goods, frozen healthy meals, even bread and breakfast cereals. Over time, the sodium from all these sources adds up, building silently in your body and creating consequences that are easy to miss until they become hard to ignore. When you consume too much salt, your body holds on to water in an attempt to balance sodium levels in the blood. This causes your blood vessels to compress, slowing down circulation and reducing the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. And where do you feel it most? Your legs, the farthest point from your heart. That's why they often feel tired, puffy, crampy, or strangely heavy, like you're walking with weights strapped to your ankles. You may not see your blood struggling to flow, but you can certainly feel your legs losing their lightness. Here's another thing most people don't know. Excess salt can interfere with your body's ability to absorb calcium, a mineral essential for bone health. Without enough calcium, your bones become brittle and fragile, and your joints ache more. especially when the weather changes. So if your knees hurt when you stand up, or your calves feel tingly or swollen after a salty meal, it might not just be aging. It could be your body's way of saying, this is too much salt. Even worse, high-salt diets often go hand in hand with not drinking enough water. Many older women avoid fluids in the evening to prevent nighttime bathroom trips. But when you're dehydrated and still consuming sodium, your kidneys become overworked and your muscles quietly suffer. The result? Sluggish legs, delayed reflexes, and shaky steps, especially when climbing stairs or walking quickly. But here's the good news. Like most health issues, this one can be turned around. You don't have to cut out salt completely. Your body still needs sodium to function. What matters is choosing better sources and keeping the amount reasonable. Instead of using refined table salt, try Himalayan pink salt or unprocessed sea salt. They contain natural trace minerals and are less chemically processed. And when cooking, replace heavy salt with fresh herbs, lemon, apple cider vinegar, or black pepper. Ingredients that add flavor without taxing your joints and muscles. You can also add more potassium-rich foods to your diet, like bananas, avocados, spinach, and sweet potatoes. Potassium helps balance sodium, flush out excess salt through your urine, and maintain healthy muscle function. And don't forget something simple yet powerful: drink more water. A warm glass in the morning, a small one midday, and a calming herbal tea at night can work wonders for your legs without disturbing your sleep. You see, strength doesn't always come from the gym or from supplements. It comes from small choices, like what you eat, how you season your meals, and whether or not you're listening to your body. Your legs, which have carried you for decades, aren't asking for much. They just need a bit less salt and a bit more care and understanding. And if you've ever told yourself it's too late to change, let me gently remind you, it's never too late to feel better. Start with your next meal. Check the label. Skip the canned soup. Add a banana to your breakfast. One small act, but it could lead to a big shift in how you move and feel. And if this message makes you think of someone, maybe a friend, a sister, a husband, who has quietly been struggling with aching legs or slowing down, share this with them. You just might help them regain their balance, one thoughtful choice at a time. Trust me, your legs don't need much, just a little less salt and a little more kindness from you. 5. Refined carbs, the silent thief of energy and muscle. Have you ever finished a meal only to feel tired, sleepy, or even a little shaky, like your energy just vanished? Most people assume it's because they ate too much or that aging slows digestion. But the truth is, the problem isn't your age or your stomach. It's what you just ate. That soft white bread, that bowl of white rice, that creamy pasta. They may look innocent, but they're made of refined carbohydrates, a hidden thief stealing your energy and slowly draining your muscle strength. We've all heard that carbs give you energy, and that's true, but not all carbs are created equal. Refined carbs have been stripped of almost all their fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Once inside your body, they quickly convert to sugar, causing a spike in blood sugar, followed by a sharp crash. Your body goes on a roller coaster ride of energy, up one moment, crashing the next. And in that exhausting cycle, your muscles are the first to suffer. When your body lacks nutrients, it begins breaking down its own muscle for energy, especially large muscle groups like your thighs and calves, which are essential for balance and walking. You may start noticing weakness without knowing why. Stairs feel harder. Standing feels more tiring. Your legs just aren't as steady as they used to be. But it doesn't stop there. Refined carbs also cause low-grade inflammation, disrupt insulin regulation, and make your body store more fat instead of building muscle. Every time you eat a plain white pasta meal or a sandwich made from refined white bread, you're unknowingly feeding fat and starving muscle. Over time, this weakens your entire movement system, increasing your risk of falls and loss of independence later in life, something no woman deserves to face. Some people say, I can't give up rice. It's what I've always eaten. I get it. Lifelong habits don't change overnight. But here's the good news. You don't need to give it up completely. You just need to switch to carbs that actually nourish your body. Try brown rice, oats, whole grain bread, sweet potatoes, or quinoa. These slow carbs are rich in fiber, B vitamins, and essential minerals. They don't spike your blood sugar. Instead, they release energy gradually, helping you feel fuller, stronger, and more alert throughout the day. One small but powerful tip: pair your carbs with protein and fiber. Instead of just eating rice or noodles, add some eggs, fish, chicken, or leafy greens. This slows digestion, keeps blood sugar stable, and protects your muscles from being broken down. I've met many women in their 70s, even mid-70s, who after just 1 month of reducing refined carbs and replacing them with whole grains and vegetables, felt a remarkable difference. No more post-meal sleepiness. No more aching legs every afternoon. They felt stronger, not because of pills or supplements, but simply because of what they put on their plate. And you can feel that way too. It only takes one good choice, one gentle change. Tomorrow morning, swap the white bread for a slice of multigrain toast or a steamed sweet potato. At lunch, cut your white rice in half and double your vegetables. This evening, instead of grabbing crackers, try some walnuts or fresh fruit. Each of these small choices is your body's way of hearing, "I'm taking care of you." You don't need to run, you don't need the gym, you just need to eat right, and your body will do the rest. If you've ever said, "But I've eaten this way all my life," remember, habits may last a lifetime, but your health won't unless you protect it. It needs care, attention, and nourishment every single day. And your legs, your faithful companions through the years, deserve smarter, more loving choices. Share this message with someone you love, because one small change today might help both of you walk farther, feel stronger, and live better together. Real strength doesn't come from something big. It starts with one smart plate. 6. Artificial sweeteners. The zero-calorie trap that's quietly weakening your body. You may have thought you were doing the right thing. You gave up refined sugar, switched to diet soda, picked up zero-sugar yogurt, or grabbed those colorful little sweetener packets at the coffee shop. After all, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin promise sweetness with no calories. Sounds smart, right? But here's the sad truth. These sweeteners may be quietly weakening your body from the inside out, and you might not even realize it. Your body isn't a calculator. It doesn't just count calories. It reacts to everything you put into it in deep, complex ways. When you eat or drink something sweet, your body instantly receives a signal. Sugar is coming. But with artificial sweeteners, that signal is a false alarm. Your body expects energy, but gets nothing. The result? A disrupted digestive system, hormonal confusion, and even changes in the brain's reward system, making you crave more food, especially carbs and sugar. Suddenly, you're eating more than before and don't understand why. Even worse, new research shows that artificial sweeteners can upset the balance of your gut microbiome, the ecosystem in your digestive tract responsible for absorbing nutrients, controlling inflammation, and maintaining your energy. When your gut is off balance, you may feel tired, bloated, or sluggish, and your muscles, especially in your legs, may not receive the nourishment they need to stay strong. Some people even experience leg tremors, cramps, or a loss of coordination, not because they're just getting old, but because they've been overusing zero-calorie sweeteners for years. And it gets worse. Certain sweeteners have been shown to increase insulin resistance, meaning your body becomes less efficient at regulating blood sugar. This raises your risk of type 2 diabetes and leaves you feeling fatigued, drained, and weak, even if you're eating regularly. Why? Because when insulin doesn't work well, your muscles don't get the fuel they need. It's not that you've done anything terribly wrong. It's those tiny packets of fake sugar that are quietly throwing your system out of balance. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up sweetness forever. Everyone deserves a little sweetness now and then, especially for emotional comfort. But the sweetness should come from something real and kind to your body. Try brewing a cup of herbal tea with lemon, fresh mint, or a pinch of cinnamon. Need a touch of sweetness? A spoonful of raw honey, mashed dates, or just fresh fruit can do the trick. These options satisfy your cravings while also giving you vitamins, fiber, and natural enzymes that support digestion and reduce inflammation. Your body doesn't need industrial tricks. It needs real nourishment, delivered with patience and care. When you begin cutting back on artificial sweeteners, you'll notice something wonderful. Your taste buds will reset. Suddenly, you'll be able to taste the natural sweetness in fruit, in steamed vegetables, even in the foods you loved as a child. And as your tastes shift, so does your strength, not just in your legs, but in your clarity, energy, and deep appreciation for your own body. If you've ever thought, well, at least it has no calories, I invite you to rethink that. Is the hidden cost, the fatigue, the weak muscles, the loss of mobility, really worth that can of diet soda or that sugar-free pudding cup? A little convenience today can lead to years of exhaustion and decline. But one simple decision, putting down the sweetener packet and choosing a glass of pure water instead, could be the first step back to strength. And if you realize now that you fell into the zero-calorie trap, please don't blame yourself. You weren't wrong to care about your health. You simply need a better path, a more honest, wholesome, and complete one. If this message resonates with you, share it. Somewhere out there, a friend, a loved one, maybe even your spouse might be chasing low-calorie goals, while forgetting the most important one, to nourish life, not just count numbers. Dear friend, if you've made it this far, it means you truly care about your health, not just to live longer, but to live stronger, more independently, and with dignity in every step you take. We can't turn back time, but we can take control of the present through smart choices we make each day. Whether it's putting down that pastry, cooking with a little less salt, choosing a sweet potato over a slice of white bread, or simply reading food labels more carefully. These small actions, repeated consistently, build a healthier body, steadier legs, and a better quality of life, no matter your age. The best part is, you're not alone. We create videos like this to walk beside you, as a caring friend, a thoughtful companion, a gentle voice reminding you that you deserve to live well every single day. If this video helped you see your daily eating habits in a new light or inspired you to make a change, leave us a comment below. What surprised you the most? Which habit do you feel called to change first? We truly love to hear your story, because every comment you share doesn't just empower this community, it helps us create more videos that are relatable, meaningful, and truly useful. And if you found real value in today's message, please consider supporting our channel with a super thanks below. Your support means the world. It keeps us going, so we can keep creating helpful, heartfelt content that helps thousands of older women live healthier, more beautiful lives. Lives that reflect the strength and worth they already carry inside. Before you go, don't forget to check out the other videos now on screen, or pick one from the suggested list beside you. Just one more video might hold the answer you've been searching for, the lesson you didn't know you needed, or the inspiration that gets you back on your feet.